Vikings, let's win this game.
Attention Vikings fan, get ready for the updates before Sunday's showdown against the Steelers. The Vikings are in the eye of the storm and every second brings a new bombshell. The defense can crush the rival with insane pressure, but can the offense stay consistent enough to hold on? Alert! A historic rivalry is about to explode on an international stage. And get ready, the veteran quarterback faces the ultimate chance to prove he still has fire, while the young prospect deals with heavy criticism about his future. Sirens in the locker room. A legend sends a direct message to the team. And as if that wasn't enough, Justin Jefferson delivers a clear message about a historic opportunity to break yet another record. All of this in one video, and you won't want to miss a single detail. Welcome. Show your Vikings pride with a like and a comment. The preparation to face the Pittsburgh Steelers in Dublin couldn't come with a more special flavor. After the beatdown delivered against the Cincinnati Bengals, when the scoreboard stamped a crushing 48-10, Vikings fans are feeling like this team has finally kicked into gear. But is all that energy enough to take on one of the most traditional defenses in the NFL? The answer may lie in three crucial points that act as keys to victory, and each one will decide whether the celebration continues or a bitter hangover takes over the locker room. The first key is almost a mantra: put Aaron Rodgers on the ground. The veteran no longer has the mobility that once made him a nightmare for secondaries, and the Vikings need to exploit exactly that weakness: relentless pressure, sacks, and discomfort in the pocket. Simple as this: if Rodgers has time, he can still pick apart any defense. But if Minnesota's defensive line repeats the aggression shown against the Bengals, the story could be completely different. Fans know how much Rodgers has haunted them in the past, but this clash in Ireland is the perfect chance to flip the script. The second key is all about turnovers. Vikings and Steelers thrive on forcing mistakes and capitalizing on opportunities, and the numbers prove it. Together, they already totaled 23 changes of possession in just 3 weeks. This game could be decided right there. Ball security is law, and giving the ball away is like handing Mike Tomlin an early Christmas gift. Jordan Mason has to protect every single yard, and the receivers can't afford to get careless against Pittsburgh's unexpected punches at the ball. Keep in mind, the Steelers win only 3 out of every 10 games when they lose the turnover battle. It's that simple and that decisive. Finally, the third key: run and never look back. Abandoning the ground game would be a fatal mistake. Mason has shown he's ready to take over the backfield, and Kevin O'Connell seems finally convinced that controlling the clock with the run opens the door for explosive plays. If the team falls behind and tries to throw 50 times, their chances evaporate. The path to victory is running, hitting hard, controlling the tempo, and leaving the opponent choking on the clock. And while we get fired up with this game plan, something even bigger is about to take center stage. If there's a duel that sends shivers even to those who don't bleed purple, it's the clash between Harrison Smith and Aaron Rodgers. More than 10 years of meetings, interceptions, and silent battles have built one of the most fascinating rivalries between a quarterback and a safety in modern NFL history. And now, fate has brought these two veterans together again, this time in Dublin, Ireland, in a movie-like setting. Who would have thought that this war, once confined to the border between Minnesota and Green Bay, would go international and maybe reach its final chapter? Rodgers, at 41 years old, still carries that arm that can slice defenses like a hot knife through butter. But age takes its toll, and the mobility that once made him magical doesn't show up nearly as often. On the other side, Smith is the very picture of Viking resilience. Black gloves, black sleeves, and that hunting instinct that has thrilled fans countless times. He returned against the Bengals after missing 2 games due to illness, and in his very first big play, he tipped a pass that turned into a pick six. That's not luck, that's playmaker DNA. Kevin O'Connell made it clear when talking about this showdown. On one side, one of the greatest passers in football history. On the other, the defender who embodies the soul of the Minnesota Vikings in recent years. You can't watch this game without feeling that something bigger is unfolding. And it's not just Smith versus Rodgers. It's Brian Flores' aggressive defense, leading the league in blitz percentage, against a quarterback who posts the lowest yards per attempt under pressure. The stage is set for fireworks. Then comes the emotional factor. Rodgers knows this might be his final season. Smith, on the other hand, wants to prove he can still dictate the rhythm of an entire defense. Will we see another historic interception? Or will Rodgers pull off an improbable throw and silence the Irish crowd? One thing is certain, whoever wins this personal battle will push their team to a 3-1 start. And let's be honest, for Vikings fans, nothing would be sweeter than watching Smith deliver the knockout blow to his old nemesis. But hold that thought, because if this battle already feels massive, What comes next could ignite the quarterback debate once and for all. If there's a story that felt improbable at the start of the season, it's Carson Wentz wearing purple on an international stage. And not just wearing it, leading the Vikings offense with a golden chance to rewrite his career. After J.J. McCarthy's injury, the veteran was handed the responsibility of taking over the team, and right away he delivered a blowout win against the Bengals. It wasn't a statistical fireworks show, but it was efficient, safe, and most importantly, showed that Kevin O'Connell might just be pulling off another quarterback resurrection. O'Connell has already earned the reputation as a QB whisperer. That's what he did with Sam Darnold last year, turning a written-off player into a playoff starter. Now he puts Wentz in the same creative lab. In an interview, O'Connell made it clear he's always believed in Wentz's talent, size, strength, field vision, and just enough mobility to improvise when necessary. That confidence isn't just talk, it's a real plan. When the head coach talks about building a path specifically to restore a player's confidence, you can feel there's a structured project in place. And there couldn't be a better stage for this project, an international game against Aaron Rodgers under the eyes of the world. Wentz has already proven he can shine, like when he was once in the MVP conversation, but he also carries the ghosts of injuries, poor decisions, and seasons where he looked completely lost. The challenge now is brutal and simple. Prove he can still be relevant. A solid performance against the Steelers' defense wouldn't just be another win, it would be validation that he's still got gas left in the tank. The fan base, of course, is divided. Some are excited about the chance to see Wentz rise again, others don't trust his consistency at all. But that's exactly the beauty of this moment. Every pass, every decision, every huddle could change the perception. If the offensive line holds and the run game opens space, Wentz will have the chance to prove Minnesota was right to give him this opportunity. And while the present sparks debate, a legendary veteran decided to fuel the fire by speaking up about the future of the young quarterback of this franchise. That's when the tone shifts and one of the most respected names in recent Vikings history steps in. Few things strike at the heart of the fan base like hearing a team legend speak about the future, and that's exactly what Adam Thielen did. After 2 seasons away, the wide receiver returned to Minnesota bringing experience, respect, and a bond with the fans that needs no explanation. In an interview in Ireland, he not only defended J.J. McCarthy, but also delivered a clear message. This kid has the it factor. That's something special you can't measure in stats, but that defines leaders in the NFL. Thielen was direct. McCarthy has the mindset, resilience, and courage to weather the storm. And let's not forget, the young quarterback's start hasn't been easy. An electrifying debut against the Bears, followed by a nightmare against the Falcons, then the injury that gave Carson Wentz the reins for now. Even so, the veteran believes this is only the beginning of a long journey. He'll find a way, Thielen said, highlighting the rookie's positive attitude even during the toughest moments. For a locker room searching for identity, hearing that from an icon is no small thing. And the impact of those words goes beyond motivation. When a reference like Thielen publicly stands by McCarthy, it sends a powerful message. The future is safe. No matter if Wentz is stealing the spotlight now, fans know the long-term plan is about developing the Michigan kid. That public backing shields McCarthy from heavy criticism and creates a healthier environment for his recovery. Of course, this also divides opinions in the stands. Some cheer passionately for Thielen's defense, seeing McCarthy as the franchise's next big leader. Others wonder if patience will last in a league that demands immediate results. But it's exactly in that mix of hope and impatience that the most heated debates are born, the ones that flood the comments and keep the purple flame alive. And in the end, whether it's Wentz holding things down or McCarthy preparing for his return, what's clear is that the Vikings don't walk alone. They carry the weight of their legends, the backing of their fans, and the promise that the future can still be bright. When we talk about Justin Jefferson, it's not just about stats. It's about legacy. It's about carrying the torch of legends who built the Minnesota Vikings history. And this Sunday in Dublin, he has the chance to write another golden page. Just 5 yards separate him from Anthony Carter and the third all-time spot on the franchise's receiving list. 5 yards that may look small on paper, but represent years of work, sweat, and the relentless chase for greatness. Jefferson made it clear he wants to be remembered among the immortals. Only this moment carries even more intrigue. Jefferson has been the target of rumors about frustration since his numbers aren't as flashy as in past seasons. Entire defenses double and even triple team him, keeping the ball out of his hands. But as he himself said, his impact is still massive. He opens up the field, drags coverages, and creates opportunities for his teammates. That's superstar influence. And for a fan who pays attention, watching Jefferson stay motivated even on quiet days shows the mentality that sets him apart. And as if that weren't enough, he now reunites with Adam Thielen. The veteran's return is not only tactical, it's emotional. Thielen has always been like an older brother, the one who guided Jefferson through his first steps in the NFL. Having him back in the locker room sparks positive energy and also takes some pressure off. Add Jordan Addison, fresh off suspension, and what you get is an offensive setup that can finally give Jefferson the freedom he needs to shine again. But it's not just on the field that this game excites. Jefferson revealed he's preparing a new version of his iconic gritty, ready to set the Irish crowd on fire. Picture it, a packed stadium, fans who might be seeing him live for the very first time, and number 18 dancing with the energy of someone who knows football is also about showtime. He even quoted Michael Jordan, "There's always someone watching you play for the first time." That's the standard Jefferson carries, and that's what makes him special. So, Vikings fan, will we see this historic milestone sealed with a touchdown and a brand new celebration on European soil? The answer is about to light up the purple world. Purple faithful, what we saw today wasn't just a bunch of updates, it was a living portrait of what it means to be the Minnesota Vikings. Courage to face giants, rivalries that cross borders, unlikely resurrections, and the promise of a brilliant future with McCarthy and Jefferson leading the new generation. Every single detail this week shows the flame is alive, and no matter the stage, the Vikings always carry their people with them. But none of this makes sense without you, Vikings fan. The energy that fuels this team. Now it's time to support, to question, to debate, because this journey doesn't end here. Which story hit you the hardest, and what other moves does this team still need to make? Drop a comment, share this video, and hit that subscribe button for all the latest Vikings updates. Stay tuned. SKOL Vikings, let's go!